Greetings and good morning. I am Rev.Kimberly Williams, and I am here to share today's devotional. The scripture reading comes from Genesis, the 16th chapter and the 13th verse. Thereafter, Hagar used another name to refer to the Lord who had spoken to her. She said, "You are the God who sees me." She also said, "Have I truly seen the one who sees me?" Hagar was the Egyptian servant given to Abram by Sarah in order to make God's promise happen. As many of us know, it was a messy attempt to do God's work their way. After Hagar had had enough, she ran away to the wilderness. She could no longer take the harsh treatment of Sarai, and she decided that she would rather run to the wilderness than deal with the situation. I don't know about you, but this world has gotten really messy. We are fighting the harsh realities of social, economic, racial, gender, and systemic injustice. Many of us are fighting the personal fights of just trying to make it through the day as we move through many of these pandemic guidelines. Men, women, and children are working through the emotional and mental weight of being disconnected from loved ones, friends, and normal life activities. We are exhausted, we're frustrated, and many of us are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We, like Hagar, want to run. We're living in a world where, much like Hagar, we didn't create this mess. And yet the weight on our shoulders forces us to just want to run. Family, I have good news. God still shows up in wilderness places. Hagar ran to the wilderness, and it was there God spoke. For many, the wilderness, both natural and spiritual, is not a place we enjoy and find comfort. And yet God used the wilderness to speak to us in unusual ways. In spite of how Hagar got there, God still solved Hagar's problem. Ultimately, she was triumphant. God saw her and God spoke to her. I want to encourage you, my sisters and my brothers, that God is still alive and God still speaks to us in the wilderness. God sees us and God speaks to us. The question is, will we listen? Hagar not only listened, I believe she closed out in personal worship. You see, in our verse of focus, she names God. This suggests to me that when God shows up and speaks to us in our wilderness places, we have to worship and acknowledge the name of the Lord. He is our provider, our sustainer, our redeemer, our refuge, our strength, the captain of our soul. He is a way maker and our comforter. Listen, it's okay to run. Just remember, God sees you. Have an amazing day.